Good morning, traders. Welcome to the Traders Lab. I'm your host, Tom B. Can I please get a screen and audio check in YouTube and the Bookmap Discord Trader Lab community? Thanks, Marty. Quick draw. Thanks, Lucky. Well, thank you everybody for visiting the Trader Lab today. We got a lot to accomplish. Grab a pen and a piece of paper. I also want to remind everyone I did special webinars and streams that you can all access. It's called Trader Lab. It's Trader Lab Auction Market Theory on Display. And it was the day before yesterday and yesterday. Now we're going to continue today, and these streams are available exclusively to Bookmap Discord Trader Lab participants. However, those two are going to be available to all of you who are visiting today, whether in YouTube or the Bookmap Discord Trader Lab. Dan or Stephen, if you can you please post those two links in YouTube for our visitors? If you're interested in what we do in Trader Lab and you want to generate or create a understanding of market mechanics, how it works, why it does what it does, how to integrate order flow tools to get a look inside of potential participant behavior, this is really the place to be. If you're interested in learning the business of trading, you'll go a long way in your education and development by becoming part of the Bookmap Discord Trader Lab community and learning how the market and the business of trading works. And of course, past performance is never indicative of future results, but I think you'll go a long way. And maybe the best thing to do is click the link in the bottom of YouTube. There's no cost, and there's a lot of additional education in Bookmap Discord server. Stocks, options, crypto, order flow with a high-tier tool like Bookmap and other streamers. So you can get a well-rounded approach and then determine what works best for you. Trader Lab's about the business of trading, and if you're interested in the business, there's a lot more to it. This is not a video game, but I believe anyone can learn to trade if they do the work and can develop the mental discipline to act in a random environment, which is not natural to us. We are in a gaming business. We are not in a predictive business or a business of confirmation. Very counterintuitive, and there are ways to get around that. And if you find yourself not able to control yourself, that is the emotional component: fight and flight, fear, uncertainty. Every moment's uncertain. How can you be certain in an environment that's uncertain? Come to Trader Lab. You might be able to advance your potential development in this business. General disclosure, all Bookmap Ltd. materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice or recommendations. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please grab a pen and piece of paper. Be sure to review this stream and all the other streams, and hopefully Dan or Stephen will get an opportunity to post those last two links from the last two streams in YouTube for our visitors. You don't want to miss out on those. Now, there's a couple important messages I need to give you. There's some terrific opportunities going on that Bookmap is offering. Here's what they are. This is exclusively in Discord server. Again, if you're in YouTube, you can click the link down there. There's no cost, and you can come to the Bookmap server as well as the Trader Lab community. It's a Pro Trader MBO webinar. What's MBO? Market by order. MBO is data that is tagged, so you know what it is, as opposed to you just see a price. Is it a stop? Is it a limit? Is it a market order? Is it an iceberg? Is there a sweep? Is there absorption? And there's a lot more. These webinars are going on right now, and if you come to the Bookmap server, you'll be able to attend them and also access previous ones. Also, right now there's 60% off Global Plus. It ends in 2 days. That includes today. So you got today and tomorrow. You can get 60% off the first month of Global Plus. Go to thebookmap.com to see the current deals, if you will, that are available. And in fact, you can sign up for email notification of when these kinds of things pop up. And there's one more. The MBO package, which you see me use every day, which is stops, icebergs, and the rest of it, you can get 50% off for the first month. And that's happening right now. And there's more. But to see what else there is going on, go to bookmap.com. I use this. I wouldn't trade without it. And if you can get your hands on it and sample it, especially with a discount, if you've been thinking about it, and I know costs are important to everybody, you might want to just take advantage of it. Now, let's look at yesterday. Now, I'm going to move very fast, so try to keep up, please. Now, this is a higher time frame composite. And what this is volume profile or auction market theory. You will remember that our short, now I'm going back, this is yesterday when I grabbed the screenshot, and this is the day before. We had a short here and a target at 62.50. That's included in the streams I've posted in YouTube. So short all day down to here. Lovely, you say. Now, we anticipated yesterday continuation. But first, what would happen? Down first, squeeze up, and then continuation down. This is all in yesterday's stream. I'm not going to spend time. But what is this? This is the highest volume or the highest retail price in this consolidation. And this is all covered yesterday and even the day before over here. What's under these lows? Sell stops. What does the market do? Market goes up. And if there's sellers underneath, the market can go down and take out these longs. That's called market mechanics. Where was our target on this day? 62.50. And you're going to go, huh, why? Because this was the highest volume in this day. This was too low, and this is like shopping. If this is too low, what's too high? Don't you wish we all knew? Well, if we open here, and this is the volume for all of these days, and it's too high, where might we come back? To where we was too low. Now, if it becomes too low, we can just reverse, or we can come under here. So what did we do yesterday? What was our target yesterday? 46.25. Huh, isn't that interesting? You would say. Now, let me see if I can do this without blowing us up. And that's hard to say. No, blowing us up. Let me try one other thing here. Now, I'm going to take you to yesterday, and I'm going to try to move as quick as I can so you could kind of see what happened. What did we do yesterday? Now, let's remember yesterday. This was too high. This is the higher time frame, too high. This was our target, too low. This was day before yesterday's high volume price, called a naked volume point of control. We opened, we came up and tested it. Too high. See you later, alligator. Where was our target? Here. And lower if we did it. Okay? Now I'm going to take you to yesterday. Remember, too high. Target was here, day before. Yesterday, too high. Target above, shorts, come out the bottom. Target below was actually around, 46. I think it was this. Can't remember, but it's like 46. I just showed it to you. And then we went a little below it. Life in the fast lane. If you're in Trader Lab, short here. And of course, there's rotations for continuation trades. For me, I had no longs. This is all in yesterday's stream. And then the exit was down here. Sit down in the Barca Lounge or have a mint julep and move on. So now let's come to another piece. I'm running as fast as I can, guys, because my time is so limited, But if you don't understand how the market works, why it does what it does, then I think you might be missing something. So what did we do today? What was the naked volume point of control and yesterday's high? Here, if we open above this, which was our retail price, now I'm going in the other direction, and this is now too low. Think of the opposite behavior. We reject this. Now, where's the stops? Write this down. The market goes up to go down. Remember, the stop's getting taken out, and the market goes down to go up. So if I open above the retail price and the buy stops are here, then what is the possibility? The first possibility, assuming we get longs, and remember, the market is short, right? The market goes up to go down, the market goes down to go up. Buy stops are above yesterday's high, which is here. Then what? This is called a low volume zone. Now, we're in the long side only, and then I'm going to take you to Bookmap and show you the manifestation of this. Once we get above here, there's nothing here. It's called a low volume zone. Our target is here. Remember this price, 90. And there's other things. Now, I don't have, I'm not going to give you the statistics. I give them to you every day here. And they're also available in the Bookmap Discord Trader Lab. Here's a couple of statistics that are important. There's over 90% probability we take out the first hour's high or low. That's one piece. Where's our target up here? 98 to 6,100. Where does this come from? 98 to 6,100. This is our next target, okay? And it's right here on the price map before it ever happens. What's over this high, you're asking? Stops. So our next target is to squeeze out. So we're squeezing out these guys. We open, we tested this level. Remember, yesterday, too high. What becomes too high can become too low. North by northwest. Where's the stops? Here. Who's on the chopping block? The shorts. Market goes up to go down. Market goes down to go up and squeeze. Are you guys with me? Let me know. How we doing? Please give a thumb up and a like if you're in YouTube. This is Trader Lab. You can learn this. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to work for you. The Trader Lab is a community of like-minded traders who come together to leverage their collective experience. If you don't understand how the market works, you might be at a disadvantage. The auction is what the basis of the market is. Price discovery. The market is not indicator-based. It is really participant-based. Now, how you slice and dice the market is up to you. But the business of trading is a statistically based business, in my opinion. It is not a predictive business. We can't predict anything, but we can anticipate things. Let me make sure I can do this now without starting to blow things up. I think so. So let's move on, okay? If you have questions, please post them. I'm trying to get myself back. By the way, if I disappear, it's because I'm in Costa Rica. Power goes in and out, internet goes in and out, and I pass out. So because of the heat. So just be patient. If the stream drops, it will reset. So if you're in YouTube, try not to hit your head on the keyboard. Please focus and pay attention. And remember, these streams are for educational purposes only and are available exclusively to Bookmap Discord Trader Lab participants. There are 60 PDFs of these trades you can download and reverse engineer. A library of webinars, all available for Bookmap Discord Trader Lab participants. There's no cost, and I have to hurry up with all this, right? So let's go. Now, this is the RTH Open. Now, this is before, actually, 829. Now, I'm going to show you something. And what do we anticipate? Now, of course, anything can happen, but we know the shorts are on the hook. And let's remember, where's yesterday's high? And the buy stops are above here, okay? So we know we want to get long. What was the retail price that was left behind previously? I got to show you how all the pieces kind of fit together. 63. And this was too high. Remember? This is where our shorts were yesterday, down to our targets. So if this is too high yesterday, and the retail price from yesterday is here, and I open above it, right? Then I have to look at what was resistance potentially becoming support. Now let's come back. Now I'm going to show you Bookmap. So you can kind of see how we put pieces together. And remember, Trader Lab is a community of like-minded traders who come together to leverage their collective experience. There isn't a right way to trade, guys. There isn't one way to trade. But if you don't understand this business, you may either waste a lot of time or potentially run out of time and maybe assets. You might find that understanding the business you're in and the challenges we face, that we all face, are common. But what we do about it is uncommon. Many traders think it's persistence because they have winning trades. We all have winning trades. But over time, if you don't have a statistical edge, you're on your way out of business. Just think if casinos played games where over time they lost money. Either they stop playing the games or they go out of business. Does this sound familiar? If we're in an uncertain environment in every moment, then we only want to interact when we have an edge or probability that favors us, just like the casinos. Now, order flow. Let's come to Bookmap. This is just before RTH open. We have the ETH high, which is made right ahead of the RTH open right there. We have yesterday's high, and I'm going a little further, and we have the area of the short yesterday's high, and this was our short. Now we're going to turn the barge around, and we want to think from the other direction. What is this? Now I'm going to order flow. Please follow, post your questions. I'm trying to run here, but if you come to Trader Lab, you'll be able to review this and put it together with the previous two webinars I did. The links are posted in YouTube for you guys. They fit together. If you want to learn this and see what other traders are doing to change their outcomes, and of course you have to vet everything, and you can leverage the community in the Trader Lab, you might want to invest some time. That's all I can say. Watch. This is the stop, an iceberg detector. This is the MBO bundle. This is why I use it. Here's stop sweeps. Now, when you get a sweep, right, they're sweeping the book. What is going on here? Well, sellers are absorbing. This is absorption. Sweep. And there's two possibilities. Of course, you're going to go, oh, really? Yes, really. The market can continue. Or when I see all these icebergs, that's absorption. And I can break low. Here's a trigger, not for a short. And you have to differentiate. With order flow, if I can read order flow, I can anticipate potential behavior. What happened here? I'm not going to spend a lot of time here, but I want you to understand what this tool can do for you. Sellers are here. There they are. These are limit orders, icebergs. And of course, you got them here. By the way, what's going on here? I'm going to take a moment. This is micro, high volume. I can see this in Bookmap. Chop, consolidation. Break high. Buyers are in control. Buyers were here. Sellers were there. Break. What is this? Support. Microstructure. Buyers are above the sellers. Buyers are here. So I'm just showing you a little way to think. Buyers are above this volume. Break high. Test the volume. What did we do here? This is a mini lesson in order flow and market mechanics. Tested the volume. What did we do here? Tested the volume. Are you interested in learning this? Come to Trader Lab. What happened here? Sellers. Why didn't we go down? Buyers are absorbing the sellers. Who are the sellers? The icebergs. Do you think they know a little more than us? Maybe. Stop sweep. Buy stops going off. Buy stops. That's what that is. More sellers. The buyers are here, right here, going to the moon, of course. What's below us? Sellers. Buyers in control. Sellers here, buyers here. Break. This sets up a potential reversal. Here's the reversal. Now, it's not a short. What is it telling me? Downside rotation potential going into the open. I hope I'm not spending too much time. This is order flow. This is auction market theory. This is behavior you can learn, not predict. Let's forget prediction. If you want to predict, buy a magic 8-ball. We had one on the trade desk, and it always mostly came up and said, ask again, because you can't predict. So let's look at this behavior. Now I'm going into micro, not tradable, but you can learn it. What do I know? RTH open. I'm opening basically at yesterday's high. I know we had selling here, remember? And I know this is an important level. What I don't know, of course, is what is going to happen. I'm not in the business of prediction. I don't try to predict. Spent years trying to be right, spent years trying to confirm, spent years with the magic mix of indicators, wasted years. And the problem was, not only did they not work, but they would work intermittently. So I thought it was persistence. Is that you? I thought it was, I'm going to make this work. I'm going to find the right time frames, the right indicators. Sorry, guys, I'm just getting reoriented here. Okay, thanks, everybody. Sorry for that. Blame the monkeys. All right, great, thanks. Sorry, guys. Let me make sure everything is... Wow. I might still drop out. I'm hearing fluctuations here. So please be patient. If it drops, I will come back. What was it? MacArthur. I will return. We hope so. So what happened here was this was our resistance. Resistance can become support. So this over here in the order flow set up a short, which is not a short. It told me potentially, which is all you got. Yeah, monkey fillet. That we would have a downside rotation. This is what order flow can do for you, and the MBO bundle, which you know is available at a special discounted price. And if you haven't tried it, like every tool, you got to dig in a little bit. But I cover it every day here in the stream. I think it's a real asset. Early on, when this first became available, I was pretty motivated by it because it just was a new idea, new concept, and you need the MBO bundle and MBO data, market by order. I can see what's going on here. Now, here we have something called VPOC migration. This is structured trade. Now, remember, where did we open? What's happening to the shorts? Under the bus. So do I want to take a short? No, I am looking for a long. Where is it? Good luck. Let's watch Structured Trading Trader Lab. 60 PDFs you can download in a library of webinars. You can learn this. I'm not saying you can do it. I'm saying you can learn it if you come to Trader Lab, roll your sleeves up, and you're looking for an advanced degree in trader education. And not only Trader Lab, but there's a lot of other information and good streamers, professional streamers. I've been doing this 45 years, so both professionally and otherwise, sitting out here in space with you guys, and you can learn a lot, I believe, from my experience. We all walk in the same shoes. I just burned a couple of shoes out because I kept walking the same way and didn't understand the business I was attempting to succeed in. Even though I'd have strings of winning trades and everything else, I was always trying to fix it and make it better. Well, if you have beliefs that are not in alignment with the business you're in, how are you going to make it better? You're just going to keep waking up in the same place. So what this is too high, too high. This is actually a structured trade, not qualified in the context. Trader Lab is built on many elements. One of them is who's on the hook? The shorts. Wouldn't you think if after yesterday's sell-off and we open at yesterday's high that there might be trouble for the shorts? Where are their stops above yesterday's high, etc.? So for me, no short. So I don't know where the bottom of anything is. So right here, and I'm going to go back to order flow. So this VPOC migration is a short, not short. I'm saying short rotation, and in a different context, it would be a short entry, but it's not. It is a short rotation. So now, where's the bottom of the rotation, you're going to ask me? I'm going to say I'm clueless, not ignorant, clueless. I'm looking for a long. Where is it? Is it there? Why wouldn't it be there? Is it here? Well, I don't have a trigger here. Is it here? You see what I'm saying? Why doesn't this look the same as that? So if I got long here, I get stopped out, right? There's resistance. I come down under here. This is resistance. Follow the yellow brick road, and you can see a microstructure here. Let me draw. I'm going into fractals. This is advanced, and it's something you can learn, but it's not actionable. It's educational. How do I operate in microstructure? Think of this like you guys think of time frames. Well, I don't. I think of behavior. So fractals. So a fractal is not based on the clock. It's based on the participant interaction. That's the only difference. Think of these like Russian dolls. They're inside each other. So when I have something like this, it's a consolidation. Sellers were absorbed by the buyers here, and this buyer was absorbed by the sellers here. I break low, resistance. Now what about here? Same thing, but different. Buyers absorb this seller. The sellers are here. When the buyers are above the seller and above these sellers, then I'm looking for here. My resistance is there. I'm showing you microstructure because it's going to matter. So here it's going to zero. See, I don't know. If you know, DM me. We'll talk. I figured out I don't know. And in fact, to be successful, my job is to know I don't know, not to seek confirmation or certainty. It doesn't exist. If you knew you couldn't get that in this business, would you still keep working on trying to get it? And why would you want it? Because you need it. And why do you need it? Because we're risk adverse and our reptilian brain does not function well in uncertainty. Now here we cross over. Do you see these delta? That's aggressors. Now we had some here, too high, catch a later. Down here, too high, catch a later. Where's the change in behavior? Break here. Now your choices are get long here or do nothing until we cross this. Once, and this is the opening swing high. These shorts have their stops here. And I always tell traders in Trader Lab, and we're above yesterday's high, right? That the opening swings are vulnerable. If I want to get long, where's the stops? There and there. Okay? So I see a short. No bueno, not me. I'm looking for the long. Where's my long? Now, this is subject to trade plan. My long can be here. My long can be above here. My long can be, let's see, Trader Lab. VPOC migration. Remember the short. VPOC migration. Short. 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 No short. Behavior. What's the opposite? Opening swing high. Over yesterday's high. ETH high. High probability statistic, and of course, more. VPOC migration. This becomes support. Yesterday's high. What do you think? I label it. Now, I made a lot of this up because it didn't exist when I started doing this. I learned market profile in I think it was 85 or 86. I can't remember anymore. And from Peter Stottlemyre, he actually created it at CBOT. So he taught me this. At least the basic chassis of which was time-based. And I could, by the way, I was really smart. I was indicator-oriented then. So I said, I'm going to use my indicators. Yeah, that worked out real well. I created conflict, ambiguity, thrashing, and a nightmare. This is a Trader Lab structured trade. It's called VPOC migration. Remember, the opposite of this. And now the market is accepting higher prices. This is along in the Trader Lab. Your stop would be below here. Just saying. And remember, outside of range, above the naked volume control, which was our short. So now we have support in this area. These are levels, not walls. And there's more. So long. Watch. Watch. Where do we test? Oh, I got to mark this. I'm getting behind myself here. Variable high volume node. See if you don't see something consistent in a random environment. And please give a like if you're in YouTube. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do. This stream might only be available in 2 parts in the Bookmap Discord Trader Lab community. I don't believe I'll be able to splice it and put it up. So it's going to be in 2 pieces, and it will only be in the Discord Trader Lab community. If you want to watch this stream again, it'll be in 2 pieces. Too low. Watch. What happened here? Too low, variable high volume node, outside of yesterday's range. VPOC migration. What is this? Shopping experience. Too low, break high. ETH high. First target, over 90% probability, but market short. Where do we test? Too low. Long, Trader Lab. VPOC migration. Isn't this interesting, you say? Watch. And again, not mechanical. There's more to it. I wish I could share hours and hours with you like I used to. I have streams in the library in the Trader Lab that are 5 hours long of real-time narration. But for you guys to understand how the market works, I do it this way. This isn't a trade calling room. That's a waste of your time. Truly, you'll never become or have the opportunity to become an independent, professional, career-based trader unless you actually educate yourself. So you don't need me to tell you what to do. In fact, I refuse to do it. You don't want to take my stops. You can do that on your own. I take them. Watch. Variable high volume node. What's this? Now, I'm just going to show you a little order flow phenomena. Just like this. Buyers, sellers. Location, real estate. Buyers. See the aggressors? This seller was absorbed. What happens here? Buyers. To the moon, Alice, we rotate down. What happens over here? Seller, absorption, location, break high, too low. VPOC migration. Watch. VPOC migration. VPOC migration. VPOC migration. To the moon, Alice, maybe. Watch. There's more. Now, I got more. I got to show you. Let me see if I can find the right chart for you. Losing it here. There's too many pieces. Wait. Things go bum in the night as they. Oh, here it is. Watch. Here, I'm bringing another chart in. You got to see how this fits together. Now, this is a market profile chart. So, remember, now that's the naked volume point of control that we pivoted off of for the longs. Now let me show you this. This is called a single. A single, when you come out above here, and all this is posted in Trader Lab, there's no auction here. An auction is one of these things. Oh, too high, too low. It's a distribution. Then this is where we fell out and accelerated down yesterday. Well, when we come back to it, if we get in here, we can accelerate up to where? 90. So in a Trader Lab, I posted 90. And where is our next target, you ask? Where was it? Right here, right at the top of the stream. And stops are right above 98.25, which is this high. And then we're looking for the squeeze. And now that's trade management and wherever. So this is the next area. All this is auction market theory. And I know the term theory, you think mad scientist, but the market isn't made up of indicators. I'm not saying you can't use them, but if you don't understand how it works, how can you know what indicator fits at what time and what the condition is, how you use them? I'm just asking because I spent too many years. So where was that level? It was 90. 90. Watch. I think it's in here. Let me find it. Where is it? Here. 90. 90. What do you get at 90? Anybody? Would this be useful to understand why? This is what we do in Trader Lab. Why would you target this? Because it's an auction-based level. So for me, longs, 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 target. Now, let's keep going. Yeah, hi, Jim. Thanks for showing up. Get a cocktail, get in the Barca Lounger. 60.90. Where did the level come from? I got to bring you back. And now the first hour's high, if you're in Trader Lab, remember the statistics. Where'd the 90 come from? It's right there. Because this is called a low volume zone and we can accelerate through it. You would learn this in Trader Lab. Why would this be a target? For a reaction. And it doesn't have to, part of the thrill. Where's our next target? Here. Statistically, we have over a 90% probability of getting through this. Now, if we bounce out of here, then where might we come? Now, in the Trader Lab, there's a couple possibilities. And I post, what I do in Trader Lab, I provoke thought and educate because I will ask questions because traders need to be focused on possibilities, not predictability. So I'll say, what is the context? Well, the trend's up. You'll say, okay, when this happens, what is the context? Isn't it up? Yes. And what else is it? Rotational, potential change. So I provoke. That's education. And then the traders ask me, what's going on? And I'll go, what do you think what's going on? What is this? Variable high volume node. Remember, am I doing something potentially, underline, consistent? Maybe, maybe not. Now, if I'm consistent, I can measure it. The market is not consistent. It is random. Remember how casinos operate. They only play games that have an edge. They don't make them up. They don't bail out of the games if they pay the gambler. They don't change the game because they don't like giving somebody a suitcase with $100,000 in it. They just deal the next hand. Cards coming out of the deck are random. The way gamblers play the cards is random. Welcome to trading. If you can accept that, you'll go a long way of letting that go for confirmation and the need to be right. And how about the need to only trade where you have statistical edge? So right here is too low. Now, possibilities. You have VWAP, you have variable high volume node. And you notice every time we come back and auction, it's too low. Now, the other possibility is it can come back and be too high. Randomness. So right here, and I was asking about this in Trader Lab, is this a structured trade? Well, we know this is a target, 90, right there. So what do you do with this? Well, remember, we have over a 90% probability, past performance not indicative of future results. You can get all this in Trader Lab to take this out and to squeeze out these shorts. And this is our target right here. And I see we got to it, but who knows, right? This is all on the map. If you knew this, would it help you? Not to predict, but to understand. This is the current auction. Where's the stops? Here. What did I fall out of previously? Wherever it went, I don't know. Let me see if I can find it. This is our short. Remember? Yeah. And then we got, wait a minute. I'm sorry. This was our short, and we got the shorts in. What's above these guys? Buy stops. Then what? We opened, we test this. Where are we going? Back here. Take them out. Thanks for playing. This is when your broker sends you the gift basket. Where might we go? Here or out the top, not our job. This is the Trader Lab. This is trading the auction. This is using order flow, market mechanics, and the order flow is to help you execute, read it in microstructure. I call it the tip of the spear. In fact, in Trader Lab, there's a library of webinars, and the primer webinar has over 30,000 views. You might want to come to Trader Lab because there is no cost, and there is a bottom in YouTube a link for this. You might want to start there. If you get a high-level overview of market mechanics, it may change how you see this business. And depending on what your results are, it might give you the opportunity to change your outcome. Most retail traders do the same thing, right? I mean, we all do, or did. And then I did a webinar, which you also might want to watch, called Trader Groundhog Day. That's working hard, getting intermittent success. We all do. I mean, if you close your eyes and push buy or sell, you're going to have winning trades. Think about it. So our nature is to think we're doing the right thing. We just have to make it better. Right? Wouldn't you? I thought that for years. And then I built trading systems so I could do it, make it better by doing it better with optimization. When you take the screwdriver out and tune, tweak, and all that natural stuff that we do, because our wiring is to avoid risk. How can you avoid risk in an environment? Number one, it's completely foreign to you. But number two, it's completely uncertain. How emotionally, psychologically, do you operate in an uncertain environment that's uncertain every moment? That's what the casinos operate in, complete uncertainty. But they found a way to participate with the gamblers because they only interact with the gamblers when they have an edge, or structured trades in the case of the Trader Lab. So the way you get your arms around fear and uncertainty, hesitation, jumping out of trades, moving your stop to break even, skipping trades, and everything else that disrupts our intentionality because of our reptilian brain, which supersedes your intentions and your consciousness. Believe me, you'll learn about that in Trader Lab. It's tangible metrics. Instead of being trading based on how you feel in every moment, or the outcome of the last trade, which influences what you do now, skip a trade, bail out at break even, move your stops, whatever it is, or revenge trade. Gee, I was up 5 points. I'm going to get it back like the market owes it. All those things. I could go on and on. If you had statistics, now you've taken uncertainty and you've made it tangible. You have a number. You can open your trade plan and go, where's my trade? Here it is. Maybe. If I get long here, and I have structure, and this is not a trade. If it was a trade, what's my probability of getting risk neutral before taking a full stop? If that happened, would you put the trade on? If this was a trade for you. I'm not saying it is. But if it was. Or would you go, gee, I think it's too high? Or would you be going, I think it's going to rotate down? What is that? How about this? You missed the longs, and now you're looking for a short because that FOMO is operating. It can't go higher. How about this? It can go higher, but your emotions are triggering, I'm going to sell it because there's stops here now, which there are, and it's going to go lower, and then you get squeezed out. And then next rotation, you sell it again, and instead of waiting for a structured trade. Statistics operate the same way the casinos do. They only play games that have an edge. They understand they have no control over the outcome. The only thing they control is how they play the games, and they don't change the games. What are you doing? Are you changing the games? Are you making it up? Are you impulsing in? Are you doing all the things that a successful, proven business model of gaming? Are you doing the opposite? Most of us are. And most of us, if we're retail traders, have no longevity in this business. And I can assure you that's one of the reasons why. And that's why I agreed when Bookmap asked me if I would do Trader Lab. Because of what I went through. Too many years, too many tire tracks, too much joy of finally getting it, highs and lows, followed by depression because it would fall apart, no matter how hard I tried. And what I found out, and it took a long time, because when I started trading, there were no off-floor traders. All my buddies were floor traders. And we didn't have computers, no PCs, no internet, nada zippo. So that'll tell you where I came from. And unfortunately, my learning curve was horrendous because there was no information. You have the opposite problem. There's everything out there. I mean, how often do you go on YouTube or a chat room and it's the only thing you need? How somebody made $200,000 and they started with 2,000. I mean, come on, right? How you guys doing? Please give a like if you're in YouTube. If you're interested, click the link. If you want to visit the Bookmap Discord Trader Lab community, there is no cost currently. I cannot promise what the future holds, whether Bookmap will continue the Trader Lab, whether it will become fee-based, or whether it will continue for participants. It's not up to me, which is a reason I ask Trader Lab participants to write reviews in Trustpilot. Let us know how we're doing. Bookmap does not measure the members in the Trader Lab because there's no cost, so there's no subscription. It's amazing to me because this does not happen, as you know, and but it's not only Trader Lab. There's a lot more: stocks, options, crypto, order flow, of course, market maker behavior, and how to use high-tier tools, algorithmic behavior. It just goes on, and it's all no cost. Bookmap's made a commitment to the trading community to educate, because if you can sustain a career, that's the best advertising for Bookmap. So take advantage of it. How many traders or quote gurus offer something to you at no cost? If you've been in other chat rooms or whatever they are, you know what I'm talking about, subscription-based things, what have you gotten from it? What do you think you might get from Trader Lab? I'd like to meet you in the Trader Lab and bring what you do. This is not about being right. Guys, not what the business is. The business is to shed your ego. This business will humble you because everything you bring to it is what you believe it is, which is not based on what it is. It's based on how you relate to the outside world, and then you bring a belief. How can you change your beliefs when you're defending the one you have? It's ego, you see? So one thing you'll learn, besides maybe how to trade, not saying you'll be successful, but you can learn how to trade. I believe I can teach anyone to trade. But that doesn't mean they will learn to trade because there's a lot of work involved. This is an advanced degree in trading. This is not romper room. The community in the Trader Lab is it's about the business of trading. It's a serious community. But these traders, our senior trader has over 50 years of trading. I have 45, both professionally and otherwise. And everyone else comes together. It's the leverage of the community that helps us all get better. I learn every day from other traders in the community. That's why it exists. You're never going to be done trying to get better. It's no different than being a high performer in a sport or anything that requires excellence. And the language of the market, in my opinion, and it doesn't mean this is an exclusive way to think of it, is not indicator-based, it's participant-based. No matter how you can interpret it is fine. But if you don't understand market mechanics, why this is a target, why it might or might not be the high of the day, then you might be missing something. If you're in Trader Lab, you know 90 was a target. You know you have over a 90% probability of taking this out. You know this is your next target. And then after that, you don't know anything. Would this have worked for you if you got long down near when we came across and we had the first structured long? Do you think that would have made a good day for you? That's the Trader Lab. I'm kind of proud of the Trader Lab. And I'll tell you why. Because I've seen something happen that I haven't seen elsewhere. I've seen traders who've been working hard and not succeeding. They come to Trader Lab, and a lot of them are kind of embarrassed because they don't want to look bad. That's ego. I get it. Nobody wants to be criticized or look like they don't know what's going on. I'm going to suggest this. If you want to get the most out of trader education, shed your ego. Your ego is as much an obstacle to your beliefs that you just have to make what you're doing better. If your beliefs are not in alignment with the business, it doesn't matter. You need to change your beliefs, shed your ego, and become humble to the randomness of this business. Humility is strength. Being able to put yourself out there is strength. That's my opinion. And I think our internet is getting flaky. Let's see. Guys, I don't know if you can hear me. I'm having connection issues again. Apologies for that. How we doing in YouTube? Are we still cooking? How's YouTube, guys? Let me make sure everything is still percolating here. I cannot tell. Yes, it is. Okay, sorry, guys. Remember, if you want to see this stream again, it's going to be only in the Bookmap Discord Trader Lab community. I don't think I'll be able to splice it for you guys and make it public. You definitely want to watch the streams that are posted in YouTube. There's 2 of them, so you could see the development of this over the previous 2 days. If we're all real nice to Dan in the Bookmap server, maybe he will put these together, splice them, so you can have this one. But you got to be nice to Dan. Give him a hug. Huh. Great. So please give a like if you're in YouTube. And I have to remind you, there's a special going on right now. There's 60% off Global Plus. It ends Friday for the first month. If you're interested in that, if you haven't tried it, I would say give it a look. Also, if you have either Global or Global Plus, you can this Stop an Iceberg package. It's called MBO. You can get 50% off the first month, and there's other things coming. But go to bookmap.com. Check it out. You know, nobody offered me a discount when I started with this. It was like, get your checkbook out. And I'm really glad I did. And when I started with Bookmap, they didn't have these tools. There was no stops and icebergs, nada. We had bubbles, and we had a heat map. That's it. That was as deep as it was early on. So, and the reason I got this was I always wanted to read order flow, and I couldn't do it. And do everything else. You know, look at the structure. And at the time, I had no order flow. I was using, you know, the same stuff you do. I was using Renko bars and reading the behavior of micro candles. I could trade with it, but I missed so much. When this became available, I started seeing delta. And at first, we didn't even have delta bubbles like this. They were little pie charts. So you'd see the buyer and the seller. They've come so far. And then I'd see the liquidity. And I had to figure out, what is this? You know, what are algos? What is all this? You got to educate yourself. And we have specific education on this in Bookmap servers. You can learn all this in a huge educational program. And I got to tell you, if you're looking for quick, no, doesn't exist. There is no quick in this business. Education takes time, intention, and a process. I believe I can teach anyone to trade, and I think if you use the tools and you learn how to use the tools, this is not red light, green light. Most traders come in the business and they think it's, oh, there's a red bubble, let's get short. No, it's the opposite, actually. Actually, it's a bit of both. What is this? Selling icebergs, watch, absorption, seller is here, buyers are right there, sellers are here, and here's a buyer. What does that tell me? What does it say? Do you know what it says? I do. I don't know what's going to happen. So let's take that off the table. Sellers are here. There's the iceberg, limit orders. Sellers are there. Okay. Buyers are above these sellers. Going higher unless I break the structure. Microstructure. I'm just pulling this out of air. Sellers are here. Buyers are here. Sellers are here. if the buyers keep going, think Pac-Man, continuing higher. What happened here, by the way? Target, right? See? Now what? I break below that buyer and this buyer. Sellers overwhelm this guy. What is this? Time to get out of Dodge. Micro structure. Now, this is how you can use order flow. Now, how micro do you want to get? You go wherever you want to go with this. This is micro consolidation. The buyers got absorbed there. The sellers are now below the buyers. When this breaks, it's either an exit. Now, I wouldn't take a short, but I'm going to show you microstructure. This is what I do in Trader Lab. This is what my streams are based on. Anybody can learn this. And it won't take you 15 minutes. It's going to be a commitment of education and to change what you do into something that may create a statistical edge. Watch. This is like a VPOC. Remember VPOC migration? What is this? If I break, and this is too high, where is too low? Well, my sellers took over here. Buyers got thrown under the bus here. It's time to get out. Right here, I have a sellers, and I'm above them. But what happened up here? My buyers got hosed. What's right here? Microstructure. I break low. What does this tell me? Let's see. Follow the yellow brick road. Right here. Same process. Now I'm taking you down into subatomic, micro. Now these are not actionable, but if you read language, you would know there was a seller here. Don't forget, target. You could now in the Trader Lab, you'll be done. Or you have a runner and you're going for, infinity. But right here, you might be out of the trade. So sellers took control here. Buyers take a shot here. The seller is there. And right here, the sellers overwhelm the buyer. Resistance right here. Buyers are here. Going to the moon, Alice. Sellers got absorbed there. I break below the buyer. And I'm below the seller. What happens here? This guy is under the bus. Resistance. Resistance. Buyers try here. Sellers are in control right here. Microstructure. Now, I want you guys to understand, this is not for you to trade. This is for you to narrate the participant language. Let's follow it. Now, the thing with this is, in the Trader Lab, it's about trading in something called fractals. What is a fractal? This. And how do you think of this? Russian dolls. The market is inside of itself. In other words, its behavior is inside of inside of inside. So time frames, as you think of them. And I don't use time because this is not created by the clock. I don't try to fit this into a candle or a 5-minute, 2-minute, anything. This is all where it's happening. It's what's happening here. What's happening here? This is an auction. Sellers are here. They got absorbed. How about that? What happens here? We break above it. What happens right here? It tested. Too low. Resistance. Break high. Support. See it? What happens here? Break high. What happens here? Break low. Does that mean a change? Maybe. Where's resistance? Here. Why? Because of what happened here. And then I don't know. Of course. What happens here? Break low. What does this tell me? Too high, too high. Then what? Exit stage left. If you're a scalp bear, not my business. It's a short. Me, I can't sell anything in this context. So I'm just out and I hang out with you guys. Now we have a sweep. Watch. What is a sweep? Potential reversal. If you're sitting in this trade, and you would learn this in Trader Lab and in the other education in the Bookmap Discord server, you would go helmet, not necessarily a long, which it could be, helmet, exit, That's it. Questions? Are you guys with me? By the way, if I do disappear, remember, oh, you just got Bookmap? Good for you. Going to infinity? Yeah, wherever that is. How are you guys doing? How's everything in YouTube? I hope you're getting something out of this. Please give a like. And remember, if you look in the stream, Dan, could you repost those 2 links in YouTube? I don't know if they came back in for yesterday's stream and the day before. It really puts the pieces together so our visitors in YouTube can see this. So if you guys could drop that back in case our visitors missed it or they don't have access. Guys, if you're in YouTube, grab those links, save them somewhere so you can watch what's going on. And I'm going to try to see, I don't know if this will be available outside of the Bookmap Discord Trader Lab community, because it's going to have 2 links, because there's 2 sessions of YouTube. I got to show you what's going on right now on a couple different levels. This is volume profile, and don't worry about it. It's just another way. It's the same thing you're seeing over here. It's just a little different representation. Remember, 90 was a target coming up, remember? And you got the counter rotation right here. And then we accelerated out. So we have a rotation here, and then this was our target, right? So you all know that. Trade can be done here. You go to lunch or go to the gym, whatever. Or we're going to eventually continue higher. For me, the trade is over unless I start trading a different plan for this, which is rotational trading. And I have to tell you, since my long was right down in here, right in here, do I need to be trading anything else today? From there to there? Let me see. How many points is that? And it's not a recommendation. I'm just saying, would this work for you? It's more than 20 points. So roughly to 98 from more or less 75. Over 20 points. This is Trader Lab. Again, just an idea and something you can learn. Now remember what we're thinking now. We have a short structure, which for me is not necessarily a long. It is, remember how this works. Market goes up to go down. The market goes down to go up. Primary target is achieved. Stops for over this high. This was our short initially several days ago. We come back, we take out the buy stops, and we check a level. Now, the possibilities are we're done, and we're going to now rotate. See, remember, we squeezed out the shorts, and now the market's long. If we don't go higher, who's on the hook? The longs. It works like this. If this, then that. If not higher, then what? Then that. So where might we come? Here and here or wherever. That's my job. I can't predict it. Let's come back and look at the behavior. What are we doing? But now this sweep is suggested the rotation. This sweep is suggesting potential rotation. If we break below it, that's not so good. Where are we? Coming down to an outside edge. So this is what's called the low volume node. And it's an outside edge of a distribution. And where did it come from? Let's try to show you. Gotta be kind of hard to show you. Oh, wait a minute. Here. You see this consolidation here? Whoop. This is a 6-tick Renko. I don't trade from it, but early on, I used to use this for structure. I mean, many, many years ago. So I just keep it on here. Right here is a consolidation. The outside edge is down here. And you see that notch? That's called the low volume node. if I counter rotate, stops are sitting under here. That's what created this. Everybody who's long, not everybody, but many who are long are going to have stops here. Do I want to get long, and anything can happen, in front of the stops under the swing? I do not. So for me, if I come outside, I know this is too low right here. I know I have stops under here. What I did was I rotated in here, and remember the 90, see the notch? The 90, that was a target, got through it, rotated. This is retail, and then I rotated and then broke away. So if I come back, stops are here, here, high volume is there, too low, micro, it's not quite microstructure, call it high volume, and even under here or wherever. So for me, and this is not a recommendation, I have no trade. I have my outside edge of this distribution is down here. So for me, subject to my fractal or time frame, I would wait for this, or I'd be scalping inside using order flow. All subject to, what was this? What were we saying? Reversal, reversal. Are you guys tracking? This is Bookmap. This is Trader Lab. Those are the icebergs, Hal. Hal's asking me what were these? Actually, GA, my market profile is 30 minutes. I just used to watch 15-minute profiles. Years ago, I went to 15, and then I just don't change. But it's 30 minutes, a standard time-based market profile. The old kind, the one I originally learned on from Peter Stottlemyre, when the guy who created it. It was kind of neat having him teach it to me. What wasn't so neat is what I did with it, because I was still a believer in indicators and systems. I just thought I'd put them together and, and create something better. Not so much. Look at what we got here. You see? Now, as a order flow trader, this is a different animal. Where's my resistance? It's there. So, and again, this is the advanced Trader Lab, and it's not something I go into. I mean, there's just too much, But with order flow tool, see, the idea of Trader Lab is once you understand market mechanics and you vet and you develop emotional management, which is based on statistics, not on how you feel or your emotional states, which is lunatic. And when I say lunatic, you've heard of Jekyll and Hyde. The reptilian brain is Hyde. And Hyde comes out and whispers in your ear. The voice in your head is Hyde. This isn't going to work. I want confirmation. Gee, I better get out. Look at that. I gave back 5 points. I should have got out. If that's going on, which, by the way, goes on in your brain, no good. What the business is statistical probabilities. This is a Trader Lab advanced structure. I don't go into it in Trader Lab because most traders in Trader Lab haven't developed yet to this. But it's something you can learn, but if you don't get the broad strokes down, you'll never get to this. But in Trader Lab, I do this because I want you to understand what the potential is. Now, don't forget, I've been trading 45 years. I have something you don't have. That's called experience. But in the Trader Lab, I share my experience. And what that is, and I also, if traders have an issue or something, they can reach out to me. I'll do everything I can to help you. But I want you to understand, we are not unique. We are all driven by the same elements, which are obstacles to being a high-level performer. It's very common why retail traders don't succeed in this business. In fact, it's because we all do the same things because we believe the same things. And the only reason we believe the same things is because in the outside world, we could have had a lot of success with certain beliefs. And if you don't understand trading, you just bring that here. And then you think it's the same. And if you persist in whatever it is, and you get a toolbox with 150 indicators, what is that going to do for you? the next indicator, the next bunch. Why do you need 150? Why do you need more and more time frames? Because you're looking for Google Translate to create a red light, green light process. And I'm going to suggest, since I've already been there and you have too, maybe that's not the solution. Maybe that's the problem. If you understand what you're seeing right in front of you today and the last couple of days, then you can maybe use an indicator to help you. But if you're putting, as they say, the cart or the indicator before understanding of the market and how it works, I think you can't expect to have a different outcome. And I'm saying that with all humility, because I spent years, and I mean, when I say years, I mean many years, trying to make something work that had random success. So I thought it was just make it better. That's what it's kind of a catch-22. Anyway, that's all I want to say about it, because I think I've said enough. And your experience is not different than mine or anybody else in TraderLab. The reason TraderLab is what it is and why it exists is because we all know the truth. We just don't want to accept it because we don't understand the business. And the only way I think you can change your beliefs is to really learn the business you're in and understand the obstacles to your potential success. If you come to TraderLab, you can ask them, what are they doing? What are they doing different? What have they learned in TraderLab? And by the way, that doesn't mean you're going to succeed in this business, because this is education at a high level, and I consider it an advanced degree in trading. This is specifically order flow related. So if you got long in this, and this is separate, okay? Where are you trying to go? Up here and out the top. Or let me give you the or back here, it's a scalp. I don't trade this way. I don't, because I'm not in this for 3 points. I'm in this for, well, number one, what the market offers. But when I understand context, it allows me to then trade the swings. Getting long here to here pays the bills for me. You can learn this. Now, not every day is this to this to there, actually. And then open here, test, back to here, right? Nope. But if you understood why and you had a plan prepared in advance so you knew what you would do if it showed up and how you would do it and the statistical probabilities, would you be able to function in this uncertain environment? If the answer is yes or maybe, then come to TraderLab. If you don't understand this, why not learn it, huh? Because I believe I can share and teach you how to do this. You still have to do the work, and yes, it's work, and you're not going to, this is not a 3-month endeavor. This is a career building opportunity for you. The idea at TraderLab is to build traders. You still have to come to TraderLab and go through the learning curve, and it's not going to be a pleasant experience. It never is to learn a new language. This is language. What I'm sharing, since I don't use indicators, is language. And then it's a matter of interpreting. And then you make it better for yourself. It isn't to do what I do. It's to learn how it works, and then you find the fractal or time frame you relate to. Remember where resistance is. And then make it your own. And that's where the statistics come in. Now, this might not be your trade, but you can learn why it might be. But this is like so advanced, you never need to be able to learn this specific setup. But if you have this in alignment with other processes that you have vetted, like down here, which, by the way, would be a structured trade in this area if it shows up, this would be a potential long. Let me look. Did we get it? Yeah, we did, actually. Let me see if I got this right. Resistance, IB, over 90% probability to come through here, break, Yeah, this is actually a structured trade right here. Actually, let's see. When you break here, I'm going to try to show you this. I forgot all about this because we have structured trades in TraderLab. This is a long. Let me just see if it gave it to you or not. Remember, 90 was the target coming up. This over 90% probability to get through here. So you're either holding for that or it's a target, and then here you have micro structure. It might not be your trade because we blew through it. High volume is here. Counter rotation is here. Support, this is where the location is. So this would not be a perfecto structured trade. But let's go a little deeper here. Now, again, I'm going into something advanced. This might not be your trade. Now, why might it be a trade? That's why. And the stops, right? So we know that. So let's look here. I get my IB. I'm above my 90. Accelerate. Now, structured trade is to come back here, back in here. Let's look. Market accelerates up. What do I have here? Let's look. I have absorption, a sweep, and I have a seller here. Micro, I have limit sellers here. You can't see them. Seller, so now I don't know that. But here I see my seller. Here's my sellers. The buyers were here and the buyers were there. How do I know that? Because the buyers were here. Buyers are above the seller. Buyers are above the seller. Sellers there, absorption. Break high. Sellers take a shot here. Buyers are here. Sellers are here. They're under the bus. Thanks for playing. We'll send you a nice gift basket. The buyers are here. The sellers are here. Watch. Micro high volume structure. Now, this is advanced, so I'm not encouraging anybody to try to do this. I'm encouraging you to visit TraderLab because this goes way beyond. You don't start here. You can go here. What happened to here? This is microstructure. I'm going down into, I call it the electron microscope because this is very advanced. But let's look. What do we know about selling sweeps? What do we know about the passive buyers there, the iceberg? And what do we know in the volume, in the fractal, right here? What do we know? The volume is there. The volume is here. The support is there. The resistance is there. The support is there. The resistance is there. The trend is up. My target is there. This is and there's more. Really? Yeah. I know. You're probably getting delirious and the drool's starting to run down. And that's why this is not where you start. This is where you might go. I think I drew this a little bit wrong. This, I did. I just want to get this accurate. Okay. So let's look at this. Sellers are here, absorbed. That's the first piece. Break high. Buyers in control. Micro volume here. This is where the sellers and buyers interacted. And you notice the buyers, this is order flow, is above the seller. Why didn't this go down when you see a red bubble? Passive buyers, there's the iceberg, okay? Break high. What do I get here? A sweep. What do I get when I get a selling sweep? Well, potential to go higher. And absorption. Buyers are here. Buyers are there. Micro high volume. Watch. Now, this is very advanced. Passive side here. Sellers are here. What happened over here? Absorption. Buyers. Buyers. Resistance. Resistance. Watch. Sellers here. Why didn't it go down? Buyers. Absorption. 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 Support. Break high. Buyers. What happened to these sellers over here? Sorry, Charlie. Everybody remember Charlie the tuna? Break high. Where's my support? It's here. It's here. Where's my target? Don't forget. Buyers. Where's my support? Watch. Buyers, sellers, microstructure. Where, you ask? There. What happened here? Buyers are here. I'm above the outside edge of this micro consolidation. Break high, sellers, outside edge. Volume is here. Sellers are here. Buyers took control of this right there. If these buyers are still going to show up, they're going to show up here. Sellers are here. Buyers are here. Break high. Sellers are here. Sellers are here. Come back to where? Where the buyers were. Where the buyers were. Too low. Higher. Sellers are here. I'm still going for this, don't forget. I'm just showing you advanced concepts, okay? Where's the buyers? Buyers were here. Buyers were there. Support is here. Right? Right there. You can see it, can't you? If I extended this out, where would this edge be? It would be right there. What happens to those guys? Absorbed. You can kind of see it. I hope you're getting something out of this, Trader Lab. And where am I trying to go? There. And then, hasta la vista. Questions? I got 5 minutes left. Any further questions? Please give a like. If you're in YouTube, come to Trader Lab. There is no cost. There's a link in the bottom of YouTube. Like to meet you guys there. If you have specific questions, remember, you see how you might do this? Now, what I'm sharing here is really advanced. And I don't encourage anybody to try to do this. What I'm showing you is that what I am doing is a generic process in what you think of as time frames, and I don't. I think of them a little differently as fractals. These are fractals. That's a fractal. This is a fractal. This is order flow giving me a potential upside rotation. I narrated this for you. So this is real time. I don't call trades. You don't need to take my stops, and I don't even trade this. But if this happens at a location, now I have confluence, and I would trade it back to there. That's all I would do if I was a scalp bearer. I used to be a high volume trader, NQ, by the way, not in this. And, at some point, it's just, well, and the only reason I did NQ, high volume, was because the ES compressed the rotations, and I need rotations. Do we have enough rotations in the ES? Yes. For me, it's better because it has depth in the book. When you look at the NQ, you're going to get skidded more. I don't use market orders in the NQ. I always use limits. And my stops, when I got filled, they call you like next week because you get skidded. So for developing traders, I believe ES is better. But you can trade. This process I'm sharing with you works across all markets as long as you vet the market, understand like gold, or oil. And it's all the same. Why is it all the same? This is how the market works. This is the basis of what creates markets. It's the auction. If you want to learn more about this, come to the Bookmap Discord Trader Lab community. There's no cost. And I have to remind you guys that we have, and Bookmap is offering some pretty incredible things. 60% off Global Plus. That expires tomorrow, for the first month. Also, the MBO bundle is available, 50% off the first month of that. That's the stops, icebergs, sweeps. It's really, I think, an enhancement to your insight. Edge is what this business is about. And how do you create edge? I think you need to understand how the market works, number one. Then you need to download the 60 PDFs of structured trades that I share in the Trader Lab. And then you've got to sit down and watch the library of webinars I've done over the past couple of years and interact with other participants in the Trader Lab and ask questions. You're not here to look good, guys. It's not about that. You're here to maybe carve out a career. And what does that take? I can tell you, Trader Lab's like a virtual trade desk. It's really like sitting on the desk with me and other traders. So we can collectively look at what you're doing, what I'm doing, and what others do, so we can all improve. Traders in Trader Lab help me. I get better because I'm in Trader Lab. I think you can get better too. And the education, in my opinion, in the Bookmap Discord Trader Lab is second to none, as well as the other additional education, all available at no cost. Please give a thumb up in YouTube. Appreciate you guys dropping in today. And I'm sorry I was dropping out because I'm in Costa Rica on a tin can in a string. Thanks again for visiting the Trader Lab. This stream potentially will only be available if you're in the Bookmap Discord Trader Lab community. If you want to review it, it'll be in 2 pieces, unless I can prevail on Bookmap to take the time to edit it and put it together, which may not happen. There's just too much going on in Bookmap. But come to the Bookmap Discord Trader Lab community. Use that link. Give it a like. And thanks for visiting the Trader Lab. Be sure to save the links that are in YouTube and save this link from this one. And if you can, grab the previous one that went down so you can watch this again. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. And thanks so much for your patience and for visiting the Trader Lab. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And don't forget, rollover is this week. I'll be quoting the March contract starting on Monday. Take care. Have a great day.